So if you didn't know, for the past few weeks, I've been attempting to go to Overeaters Anonymous and Buddhist practices. Is this on? Okay, we're good. So this is kind of just an update because to deal with borderline symptoms, they say that you have to have mindfulness. It's part of the I forget the woman who invented it, but it's DBT and mindfulness training, like not meditation, but well, with Buddhism it's chanting. So it's kind of being present, kind of analyzing the situation when you're in it, as opposed to going straight to emotions. With Overeaters Anonymous, I spontaneously, well, both of them were spontaneous. I had thought about these things, but until the opportunity came, I didn't act on it. So when they came, I acted pretty quickly to see what was going on. With the Overeaters Anonymous, it's just one of the symptoms that I have to deal with certain pain and anxiety. I have a good control of it, but I noticed that it was getting worse. If I'm dealing with other things, I might leave the food alone, and then it might just kind of creep up. So I wanted support. I wanted to make friends. I wanted to have a network, have connections with people that will help me through my journey of controlling, my issues, right? So, and my ability to make friends, I wanted to improve that and keep friends. So, the Overeaters Anonymous, I went twice. So I went for 2 consecutive weeks. It's a bunch of older people, let's say around the average age of 65. Some people are 70, closer to 80, I believe. And they're mostly women. And it's a 12-step program, which I've never done. I attempted a 12-step program for one day, but that was it. That was a few years ago. And some of the people, at least the one guy who gave me a lift back from the meeting, I think he had substance problems too. I'm not sure, because when they mention Al-Anon, it's usually the Alcoholics Anonymous. But I don't ask. I didn't know the guy too well. But he was familiar with 12-step programs. All the 12-step programs are based upon the one for Alcoholics Anonymous. So it's all the same thing. So you do one, you do the other. I think there's so many things that are combined when you're dealing with addiction problems or problems in general, personality problems or anxiety or trauma and everything. It manifests in different symptoms and different behaviors. So after the second time, I was like, okay. But I didn't initially think that I was a food addict, an overeater addict. I knew it was part of my symptom, but not to the level that some other people were going there to for years. People have been going there for years. So what they usually do for the Overeaters Anonymous is or any 12-step program, is you're supposed to have someone call you to see how you're doing, to check up on you. So, and already you have to claim abstinence from overeating, and I wasn't even there yet. I don't even think. I didn't even know where I was. I kind of did it spontaneously, like I said. And I would get a call, a text from this woman. It was nice, you know. Until the next meeting, then I got the text from that same woman, but I would get a call from the one who is the contact person. She's older, and she has trouble hearing, and yada yada yada. And she called me, and she called me a couple of times, but the phone call was uncomfortable for me. You know, and she ended up saying, well, you know, you'll see if it's good for you, you know. She came to that conclusion before understanding what I was trying to say. She didn't understand what I was trying to say. Like I would say, if I'm finishing a workout and I'm going to buy food, sometimes I'm very impulsive and I want to stop stuff like that. And I said, do you know what I mean? And she said, no, I don't know what you mean. So it was difficult. It was like, it was very difficult for me to strike up a conversation and to feel good after that phone call. So then afterwards, you know, I realized that, you know, she had mentioned stuff during the first meeting about her personality, and then I kind of saw it. I mean, I wouldn't want her calling me. You know, I don't see her as being comforting. I don't see her as being empathetic or any of this sort. So that took care of that. But then when the next Tuesday came along, I had already made an appointment for an eyeglass eye checkup, which is my first time. And I already had something planned for the day, and then I didn't want to be tired. I was already going to a Buddhist meeting on the Monday. Like my schedule started to get busy, and I didn't want all that busyness. I wanted time so I can relax and work and whatever. So I sent a text to the other lady who'd been contacting me still, and I said that, you know, I won't be there this week. Is that okay? And she said that the doors are always open. And then there's also phone call meetings and stuff like that, and she sent me the information. So I was like, okay, cool. So I went along with that. But then afterwards I was like, I'm not interested either way. It's like it didn't affect me either way. So, you know, my decision, it's kind of like, it's no reason for me to do it. The support is meh, because the person who texted me after that, she stopped texting me. So I was like, this is not what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? It was kind of cool when I was there, because I could kind of be kind of kooky, because everyone else was kooky, but it was short-lived. I don't see myself being friends with anyone, you know. So now the Buddhism, I'm still going to that. Now, I think I made a video where I stated after the first time, the effects of my mind were clear for like several hours afterwards. It was on a Sunday, about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. I'm going to say 3 weeks ago. Then I was doing it on my own, and I was playing YouTube videos with the chant. You have to chant. That's the thing that kind of clears your mind and enlightens you and puts you in a state. It's like doing your morning exercises. Some people do meditation. It's kind of the same thing. I was doing it, and then I kind of cut down on it because it was taking up too much of my time. I had to do other work, and I couldn't sit down to do it. I still haven't. I would do it in the shower. I would do it when I was walking at places, and it was helping. Not as much as the first time, which is normal. So then I went to a meeting. No, first I went to the guy's place, the guy who referred me to it, and did that. And then I went to another meeting on a Wednesday, and then I went to another group meeting. So I went 4 times, and on Monday I have another meeting, at the guy's place, and he's going to invite other people to teach how to recite the other parts of the chant. It's not just one little chant. There's a book that you have to read and you chant it, you know. So I'm still going to that because he's contacting me, and I know it's good for me, but right now I've kind of fallen off. I haven't done it yesterday. Yesterday I was home all day doing nothing except a little bit of Instagram, but that was it. And now my head hurts because I didn't have caffeine. And I'm dehydrated. So I'm still sticking with it, but like most things I try to get into my schedule, into my life, I fall off a bit, and then I try to figure out how I'm going to do this. I didn't even want to start chanting or anything. We'll see how it goes when I actually leave the place, my place here, off to the gym. We're Sunday, the 20th, I think, of July, or the 21st. So there's still hope for that, and there's still good things to become of that. We'll see how it goes. Because of the lack of the chanting and the, you know, Buddhism kind of enforces or dictates or emphasizes discipline, you know, and getting yourself and getting into action. So maybe I'm at my rebellious phase, but it's just like I just don't feel like doing it, and because I don't feel like doing it, I had a lot of, you know, negative thoughts yesterday, and even today it's been difficult. So kind of get myself back into the swing of things, which is the same thing with the Buddhism. Like you fall off or you encounter bad emotions, and then you kind of recover quickly. So that's it. But at least there's, you know, people calling me and stuff, and there's meetings scheduled, and something that can kind of solidify me in that, you know what I mean? As opposed to just leaving me alone. And with Overeaters Anonymous, they tried, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just, you know. So that's what I got for you today. I will, of course, keep you updated, and yeah.